Alright, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go for a little drive. Let's take this baby out for a little spin, shall we? So you guys are gonna love this thing. I've been driving this car for, God, I can't even remember. Decent time. Go down this way. It's like a fun area. So, a little history on this vehicle. This car came out in 1984. This is a 1984 Pontiac Fiero. This car was originally it was supposed to be a concept for a mid-engine Corvette from Chevy. But Pontiac wanted to release a sports car, so they designed the Fiero. Short history about that is basically GM told them, no, you can't use any new parts or design any new parts. You got to use parts that we already have. So they ended up using Chevy Chevette suspension. And I don't know if a lot of people know that this car is actually mid-engine. All these cars from 84 to 88 were mid-engine, and they were great cars. They were fun to drive, sporty. The only problem is that from 84 to 86 it was the Chevette suspension. Around 86, I'd say, I think like the beginning of 86, I think they changed to their own unique style suspension for like the Fiero GT, and that came with the 2.8 I think it was a 2.8 liter V6 with a 5-speed Muncie manual. And those cars are great too, man. Those are great cars, But yeah, no, this is the first year car, so this is an 84. This came with a 2.5 4-cylinder, a 4-speed manual transmission, Muncie 4-speed, and even came with factory ashtrays on both sides, which is actually kind of cool. You know, you don't see that in any newer cars. And honestly, I'd rather have this car over a newer car any day of the week, because this thing is great. I love this car. It's fun to drive. It's great on gas. You know, this thing used to get like 20-something miles to the gallon back in the 80s. Which, if you think about it, is kind of crazy, you know? So, this engine is the 2.5 Iron Duke, so it is a TBI, throttle body injected 4-cylinder. Which means that it's basically a throttle body like a newer car, but it just has a huge fuel injector on top. Like, it just has one big fuel injector. So my other car, or my other truck I should say, that I have is a 1993 Chevy Blazer Sport, a full-size Blazer, 2-door Blazer. That's got the 350 small block in it. It's got the original, it's got the first year of the 4L60E, which were kind of junk in my opinion, because that tranny's blown so many times in that truck. I've only did the tranny once in it, but I bought it with a blown up transmission. But other than that, that truck's great. I love that thing. But yeah, but my truck is a TBI as well, and it has 2 fuel injectors because it's a V8, so it's like, it's, you know, twice the power, twice the fuel injectors. Yeah. So yeah, but you know, this car is great, but the only problem is the 84s, unfortunately, there's not a lot of 84s around anymore, because most of them burned to the ground. 84 to 85, they had catching on fire issues. So this is one of the few that are in New York that are actually like not burned to the ground and still driving on the road today. And this thing's only got like I said before, it's only got 72,000 original miles. You know, this thing's great. I love this car. It's still got the original pop-up headlights in it. It's got double ram air intakes on the back hood. But yeah, no, this car's great, man. Such an 80s car to drive around, and it's so relaxing because you just blast some like you know, Billy Ocean or Stevie Nicks, or maybe some Jefferson Starship. It's great. This thing drives like a go-kart, man. I take this down to the beach. This road is amazing to drive down. I don't drive down it fast, but when you do drive down it a little over the speed limit, it's amazing. This car handles it so well. I gotta take this thing out to the track. That's what I've been trying to get it prepared for. So if many of you don't know, this car was down for a couple months. The clutch arm fractured in like 4 places. I do have the clutch arm. I'll probably include that in the video later on. I'll show you guys what happened with that. But originally these cars, when they came with the 4-speed manual, the clutch arm was stamped steel, so it was like, or you know, it was very like cheap steel, so they just fractured and broke all the time. These cars were notorious for that. Actually, this transmission was used in a this thing sounded nice. This transmission was used in a bunch of front-wheel drive cars back in the 80s and 70s and whatnot, so there was plenty of these transmissions around, so this was a known issue. But the 5-speed Muncie had a forged cast steel arm, so it was basically like is a solid chunk of steel basically, and it was forged, so it was, you know, it's a great chunk of iron. But yeah, no, I got that. So a lot of people on the forums were saying that you can't use a 5-speed Muncie arm on a 4-speed Muncie arm or on a 4-speed Muncie transmission because the arm length's different and the throw is different, so it won't work properly. But what I did is I had it cut and shortened and welded, so now it's the same exact length, but the arms themselves are the same exact angles. Everything matches up. And I've been on the forums about this. No one has done this yet, like successfully. They put those 5-speed arm on the Fiero, but they've run into problems with the clutch, blah blah blah. You know, it doesn't work right. And I did it to, ooh, squirrel. Oh, thank the Lord I did not run over that squirrel. Thank you, Jesus. I did not run over that squirrel. Oh my God, I would not like that. That would have really sucked. I hate running. I would never ever wish that upon anyone, to get hit by a car or get run over, or any wildlife to get run over. I cannot handle that stuff. I hate it. But yeah, no, I went on the forums about the 5-speed arm. No one successfully adapted it to this transmission, and I did it, and look, it shifts, it rides great. I haven't had a problem with it braking, thank God, because it's forged cast steel. So it's drop forged, which means they have liquid metal up top, and they basically drop it from a certain height, and it impacts it, and then it compresses it as it hits, as it solidifies, and it compacts it and makes it, like, supposedly it makes it super strong. You could tell by the way it looks too. You could tell by it has a seam or not. You could tell between if it's like cast. But they wouldn't, that's the thing though, like you couldn't make a clutch arm out of cast iron because it would just snap. Cast iron's too brittle. It can't support that amount of torque. So here, let's see if we can get some good exhaust sounds here. Get this baby going. There's a lot of potholes over here too, so I gotta be a little careful. But this thing handles so nice.